Welcome back to Jake's 13 Days of Anime. Today we play Shan Gui or Sweet Amathus. I don't know how to pronounce either of those, so it's head to tails. Take your pick. I don't know. Anyway, it's called that, and yeah, I'm doing this because the Nigala has a bundle. It's called the Tokyo Anime Mega Bundle, and they're not a sponsor. I just thought I would tell you if you wanted to get some games for $3.50. 13 of them, actually, in case the 13 days and the this being linked to a bundle wasn't enough for you. But anyway, so you know that. And yeah, so let's get started. I've been thinking back to my childhood, especially my family. We were a large family. We enjoyed an idyllic life. Even in the presence of so many relatives, it was always a harmonious atmosphere. Even those carefree days, I thought, only if such a life could last forever. We even went on family outings to the mountains. Warm words and laughter always accompanying us on our voyages. I thought, if only this could last forever. At the same time, I thought of myself as a pessimistic child. However, reality later convinced me that I was probably too optimistic. It was the end of the summer, and a pleasant scent wafted in the breeze. The serenity of the mountain was so overpowered by the deafening buzz of cicadas. This truly quiet afternoon never exists. With a sigh, I made my decision. I staggered to my feet so I could step out of the shade. Oh well, I failed. The dew in the grass began to vaporize under the hot sun. The shade provided by the sycamore trees stopped just at this edge of grass, as he was too afraid of the heat.
早知道就多带瓶水了。
Yeah, whatever. I'm assuming that's probably Chinese. So there you go. Probably should have done that, actually. Should have brought more water. How many times have I said these words today? I hope that through constant complaining, I've had distraction for this unbearable heat. Fortunately, it did little more than sour my mood. Oh well. Another sigh. I righted myself and looked around, hoping to find any reason to face this ghastly sunlight. The bag on my back felt like 1,000 pounds. It was crammed with all manners of useless personal effects. Not that the bag was particularly light to begin with. But my shoulders became unbearable. Sweat on my back evaporated most immediately as I removed the bag and put it into my hands. Then I became almost aware of a developing sharp pain on my shoulders. Ultimately, the bag became too heavy to carry and I tossed it to my feet.
早知道就不带这么多了。
I couldn't have taken so much with me. I shook my head, braced myself, and looked forward. Well, there's a little store on the edge of the mountain. The Coke sure would be nice. I don't see the store here, but alright. It had been 43 minutes and 4 seconds where I had finished all my water. How do you know that? Did you keep track of that? Did you like, oh, this is my last strip of water? So you like, remembered that? Oh, okay, sure. Such a well-known place, it seemed rather barren. I saw no signs of its visitors. However, respite had finally presented itself. I had been clutching at straws. Straw is my last hope. No, a straw is a terrible metaphor. It's so dry. Perhaps seaweed instead. Yes, seaweed. I laughed at my own unfunny joke. I sailed across the shadeless yard to reach my newfound
总
sanctuary.
比渴死强啊！
Better than dying thirst, I suppose. Made my mind to move out of the shade. Oh, that's not much of a store, but they have a vending machine. So there's that. 5 minutes later, I regretted this decision. The store was closed. It was a Wednesday. Even the most popular store's attractions did not see many crowds during the work week. Oops. That must be why the store is closed. Empty boxes that once contained soft drinks were strewn about the floor. With a wry smile, I braced myself and looked around. There was a small forest behind the store. Through the forest, I could see an ancient-looking cloister sitting upon the hillside. I don't know what that is, but okay. Beyond this cloister was a pavilion. The pavilion looked magnificent. Joining each of the pavilion's four corners were bell-shaped wind chimes that rang out crisply. Thought it might be best to wait there until sunset. I waited to the pavilion. The pavilion was much bigger than it appeared to be from a distance. The inside was very spacious. It was much cleaner than I expected too. Sure, this lack of tourists. I might be a little more picky about where I rest, but at that moment I was far too tired to care. I found a corner and promptly sat down.
Oh.
Whoa. Look at that from the pavilion. For the first time today, I felt lucky. The summer sky was a translucent blue. Flocks of birds flew over my head and disappeared into the mountain. Wildflowers colored the paths as butterflies danced among them. As the wind gusted, the forest's canopies quivered like a ribbon. Through the trees I could make out a few old buildings. The chimes rang away. Their sound echoed throughout the mountains. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. The aromas emanating from the stream, soil, and rotting leaves, along with the fleeting bits of my own memory, took me back to a place I'd been so long ago. Halion? I don't... Whatever that word means. Days spent with loved ones and comfort of their warm words. There's a certain sweetness to it all. They had mixed with something sweet. A sense you've evocated? Sure. That's what that word is, I guess. I don't know. Of this bygone time. It was the returning memory of late summer. Sweet and intoxicating. An irresistible fragrance.
桂花
Sweet amethyst? Whatever, I don't know what that means. I wanted to open my eyes. The fragrance bequailed as if a pair of soft and delicate hands were covering my eyes, playing and hiding from me. The feeling as if I were to move these hands, sweet fragrance might vanish. I wanted to share in this sense of wonderment despite my growing self-awareness and acting in a very childish manner. What?
你没事吧？
Are you okay? Is this real? I heard a honey-like voice as a beautiful mild face appeared before me. The smell of sweet... whatever that is, amethyst, was heavy in the air. Huh? Second, I know what to say to this young girl.
真的不要紧吗？好像很累的样子。
Are you alright? You look very tired.
哦，没事，真的没事。
Yeah, I'm okay.
要水吗？
Do you need some water? The young girl began to speak as she took out a purple thermos.
不知道合不合口味。啊，请。
Hope you like it. Please enjoy. Go ahead and make a cup of tea. Indulge in the sweet and fresh aromas.
谢谢，那我不客气了。
It's very nice of you. Thanks. Took the cup from her. Even though I was nearly dying of thirst, which remained reserved in the presence of this mysterious young girl. The purr green liquid in the cup was invitingly clear. A sudden coolness rushed to my face. Apparently the tea was iced. I slowly sipped the tea. It was mellow. A wonderful sensation filled my heart. I remember the tea and honey paired well with the fragrance of the sweet amethyst.
怎么样？
How's my tea? Sweet. I responded and quickly drank up the tea. The ordinary tea is a very good taste, I must say. I smiled upon hearing my praise. Nor was impressive as your tea.
真的十分感谢。
Thank you very much. I feel a bit strange expressing thanks to a girl who's younger than me.
我应该做的。
Is she just like that? Whatever. Her body just doesn't look. It looks strange. It looks. I don't know. Whatever. Well, it's my pleasure. Mannerisms and general demeanor were quite graceful and modest. I'm applying class. Appeared to be about 12 or 13 years old and had a rather tall and slender build. Looked rather elegant and refined. A little embarrassed when looking at her.
我叫贺佳，姐姐是。
My name is... Fuck if I know Chinese names. Hey, Jaya? I don't know. Yeah, that's... whatever. May I know your name, sister? Raised her hand slightly.
我叫韩慧。
I'm Han Hui. I nod my head. I can't say that. I can't repeat that in my head. That doesn't work. I can't do that.
韩慧姐，
This way. Called me sis with her sweet voice. Seemed quite praised and then laughed. Been a long time since I was called sis by a younger girl. These feelings in my mind, I felt little satisfaction. Thinking of the sweet tea, sweet smile, and sweet voice.
这附近平常人很少，韩慧姐姐在那儿，说不定会遇难的。
That seems unnecessary, but okay. You people come here. It is dangerous. Please be careful that you don't die.
遇难也太过……不过真是多谢了。本来想傍晚再走，这下就不用了。
Not terrible. Thank you anyway. I'll need to go home at sunset now.
是不是迷路了？
Are you lost?
迷路？有目的地的人才会迷路吧？我的话，只是随便走走。
Lost? No. Only the person who has a destination could get lost. I was sort of rambling about aimlessly.
是吗？
Really? Bill cocked her head and looked at me. She didn't believe my words. The positive expression made me smile. In parentheses, so cute! Upon seeing my smile, whatever that name is, she returned the gesture bashfully.
然后就顺利的迷路了呢。
And then I got lost.
我就说嘛，这一带没什么景点，很少有人往来。
Well, there's little to do and so few people come here.
小时候经常和家人一起在附近野炊，就是想找找当时去过的地方。
When I was a child, I often had a picnic with my family. I just wanted to see a familiar place. I only told strangers my personal matters. It felt different with her. Never given to say much about my private business. Change go over her face. Her big eyes narrowed thoughtfully.
原来是这样，就是说，目的地还没找着。
You haven't found your destination?
是啊，毕竟5、6岁之后就再也没来过了，只有一点印象了。
Well, I haven't been here for many years. I have nothing to go on. She nodded and smiled anyway.
这样的话，韩慧姐姐，如果不介意，让我来为你带路吧。
Oh then, this way, if you don't mind. Let me lead you there.
带路。
Lead me there? See the sparkle in your eyes.
姐姐寻找的一定是充满回忆的地方，就让我来带路吧。
Yeah, the space you're looking for must be filled with your memories. I promise to lead you there.
一起去找姐姐回忆中的地方。
Let's find a place for me memories.
谢谢啦，不过还是算了吧，毕竟是连我都不知道的地方，带路就……
Well, I greatly appreciate the offer, but please forget it. I really have no idea where it is.
没事，交给我吧。其实我就住在附近，小时候在山里长大，大小景点、有趣的地方我都知道。
Don't worry, leave it to me. I grew up here and I know all the points of interest. With that, she extended her hand.
不过，不麻烦你吗？
Are you sure it won't trouble you?
附近的事情只要问我就好。
No trouble at all. Feel free to ask me any questions about this
Nah.
place. And then, took her hand and carefully stood up. Her allure compelled
那
her.
带路，可以拜托你吗？
Could you please lead the way? Sure. I was lost in mountains and dying of fatigue. Slogo rescued me, going and lead the way to my destination. Was this divine reward? I couldn't recall doing anyone some great favor recently, but cared little. We embarked upon our trek. First slipped and twirled about. Agile and graceful as a creeper of the forest. Sometimes she would turn back to make sure I was still following her, spoke briefly, and then continued moving forward.
这么说，姐姐已经是大学生了。
So sis, are you a university student?
大一，
Yeah, I'm a freshman. Turned back me and I walked backwards.
真好，我也许一辈子都进不了那地方了。
It sounds really nice. I don't think university is a place I'll be able to go.
大学好玩吗？
Is the university interesting?
挺自由的，活动也很多，作业很少。
Well, we're free to take part in many activities. There's also less homework.
对，偶尔也上上课吧。
Yeah. Sometimes we have class. Gave a feeble shrug. Didn't really catch my words.
大学和中学不一样，课程时间很多都是由自己安排的，所以空闲的时间比较多。
University is quite different from high school. You can choose your own courses, and with some clever plan, there can be a lot of leisure
原来
time.
是这样啊！
Ah, I got it. She nodded her head. She didn't understand this time.
你呢？应该已经放暑假了吧？
What about you? Are you on summer vacation? Even though I was completely sure, she appeared to be wearing a school uniform.
嘿嘿，今天补习，不过我翘掉了。
Today I was in classes today, but I skipped them.
翘课吗？从来没敢尝试呢。
You skipped them? I've never tried that.
其实也不算啦，毕竟补习是自主参加的嘛。
Well, actually, attendance is optional. What's the point of having a school then?
我成绩凑合，所以今天就放假啦。
My scores are not bad, so today I decided to take a break.
这么开明吗？我都想重新读一次了。
I know, right? Sounds great. I want to study at your school.
嘿嘿，很不错的学校吧？
It's a very nice school, right? She spoke as she turned around and stepped forward. I recalled that she mentioned living here. The Purple Mountain is not far from downtown. It's a wealthy area in the city. Said that the choice of attending school depended entirely on herself. I wonder if perhaps she simply was from a wealthy family. Pondering this, I glanced at her again. Purple dress clung tightly to her porcelain skin. Her hair tied back with an orange hair lace. A feature that embodied her childlike innocence.
怎么了？
Hey, what's up? A little bit shy of making eye contact with her.
没什么啦， 只是在想，还有多远？
Well, nothing. I'm just thinking about how far we need to go.
这就到了。过了这段山路，就是姐姐说的都是石像的地方。
We're almost there. The end of the path is the place you mentioned, with the statues around.
真的，就在前面吗？
Really? How far is it?
走过这片树林就是了。
Let's through these woods. I feel excited. It's like we relive happy memories of lost childhood days. There are less trees. The dirt road was gradually being replaced with flagstones. I quickened my pace. I knew my shoulder on despite my weariness. The promise of reliving grand memories lie ahead. There's a spectacular path lined with statues and trees. Mythical beasts guarded the grave of a king, and also my dusty memory.
找到了，就是这儿。
Here! How I contained my excitement. Sense of joy filled my heart. Everything was as I remembered. Path, statue that my dad put me onto, and the historical marker that my mother read to me. I walked on the path, I extended my hand to touch every statue as to tell them I had returned.
我回来了。
I'm back now. Finally these words came out.
欢迎回来。
Welcome back. Girl answered in place of the statue. She put her hands behind her back and leaned forward, smiling proudly. She held the poise of a puppy waiting to receive a treat.
刚才带路，多谢啦。
Thank you for taking me here. She shook my hand and stroked her head. I don't make a habit of touching strange girls' heads. Honestly. What? Can't help myself. She's so cute.
啊，对不起，不喜欢吗？
I'm sorry. You don't like it? Well, nodded with her little head and came closer. She likes this?
不过过了这么多年，似乎变了不少。
The place has changed a lot over the years. I don't remember this place being so clean. As you're not surrounded by fences, the path was not so tidy. What's important in my memories is that here should be golden. Perhaps it was autumn at that time.
似乎整修过。
It was carefully tended.
毕竟这里已经是世界文化遗产了嘛。
Yes, after all, this is a world cultural heritage site.
世界文化遗产。
World culture heritage.
这里是明孝陵甬道，明太子朱元璋陵墓的神道。
This is the path to Mingzaling Mausoleum, the sacred way of Hangwu's emperor's grave. Yeah, that's totally how you say all of that.
哎，
Oh, I know nothing about this, although I'm a native.
从入口开始，分别是狮、谢豸、骆驼、象、麒麟、马。
I wish I could see the lion. I don't know if I can say that or would. Oh, can I click on this? Oh, that's not useful to me. But if you were interested in did I miss my recording? I don't think it did. But you can click these, and it opens to Wikipedia. So that's interesting. If you wanted to know what that is. So that's cool. Anyway. I can see the lion and whatever that is. Camel, elephant, quilin, and horse statues.
谢豸是
What is that? How do you even say that word?
就是那边的，长着一只脚的动物。
That creature with a single
贺
horn.
家好厉害，知道这么多。
Wow, a little Chaz really erudite.
嘿嘿，谢质其实很常见啦，比如戴眼镜、头发挺长的哥哥，
Well, whatever that is, it's normal to me, like your brother really. With glasses and long hair. What?
啊哈哈，没什么没什么。
Nothing, forget about that.
总之，这里现在是世界闻名的旅游景点，怎么样？不错吧？
In short, it's not a famous world attraction. Cool, right? I spoke with pride, like someone introducing guests to their home for the first time. I wanted to make fun of her.
明明是世界闻名的旅游景点，却一个人都没有。
World famous attraction, without a single person here.
那是因为今天比较热嘛。
Well, because it's very hot today. You gotta find a better answer. She got a little nervous.
没有游客，小卖部都不开，我可是差点遇难啊！
There's no tourists, no open shop. I almost died of thirst.
那是因为王阿姨家刚刚生孩子，阿姨回去。
That's because the baby was just born in Aunt Wang's family. She went back to... Funny to see her so unnerved.
这么说，此刻我们独占了世界的遗产。
So we have the entire place to ourselves today? Yes. I'm to be satisfied with this. Face sparkled with excitement.
好厉害，我第一次发现呢。
Great, this will be very interesting.
你还真是有趣。
You're interesting. They're saying it's gonna shook her head.
嘿嘿，
She enjoys this. Okay, I think after that obvious statement, I think I'm done here. yeah, I think I'm good for now. Anyway, that was Shan Gui or Sweet Amethyst, however, I can't pronounce it either way. Fuck if I know. Anyway, apparently you can click on the links and it'll bring you to like Wikipedia or whatever to learn about them. So that's interesting. And it had, I guess, Chinese voice acting. So that's interesting. It didn't mean a word to me because I don't speak that, but you know, it's there if you're curious on how they would say things. So there's that. That's good. Anyway, I'll see you back for day 9, I guess. So, till then.